So we're not exactly April, so I can't call it this the April lot. It's still the March lot, but it's a different March lot than the last one I did. So this is reconstitution number 1 from the second March 2024 lot. And it's an easy one. It's fun. I never built this one before in my life. Never had it before. I probably do have it. You know, it's pretty, plain, well, I won't say pretty standard pieces in this guy. I was both happy and a little meh when it comes to this thing. It wasn't. Well, I didn't see it.
Oh, I just found it.
Okay, wait. We found some ice. 1479 unnamed that came in a bonus pack, and Blacktron 2. Obviously, this set is unnamed and was part of the 1476 5-item bonus pack set, which again I didn't buy. I would say the best part about this thing, it came with 2 figs, because figs are always awesome. It came out in 1991. It has 32 pieces ish. That's what it says. It's in brackets on Lugnet, so whatever. The good and the bad. So the good is 2 figs. It looks like Blacktron 2. It has some pretty nice pieces in it. I'm gonna say I think these things are always nice. These things are always nice. The tail's always good. The 2x4x2 bricks, always fun to have. So it has some really good elements in it. It kind of looks like somebody just kind of threw pieces together, and this is why I'm saying this, is because even where the guys are sitting, they're not really seats. They're kind of just pushed into the little corners there of the octagon. Even the controls don't touch their hands really, so the controls are kind of meaningless, quote unquote, just like open cockpits. There's nothing on top of this guy. Like seriously, you have a tail with nothing on top of it. It looks like they just grabbed a handful of parts and put them together and said, hey, here's the ship. Now, on the flip side, it does look cool. I really do like these things on it, the headlights, or whatever I call them, the spotlights on them. And the big antennas here sticking out. One of them's bent. It's going to happen. And so I'm hit and miss on this guy. I like it. It does look cool. And the figs look great. But when you closer examination, it's kind of a meh ship. They didn't seem to put a lot of effort into making it nicer. That thing just fell over. They didn't put a lot of effort into making it nicer, which is kind of sad, because I know it was in a glorified sort of parts pack, combination set value, whatever, bonus pack set, but they could have put a little more effort. Like Blacktron 2 was overall a fantastic line with the bigger sets. And one of my favorite sets, the Sub Guardian Orbital, whatever it's called, fantastic set. One of my favorites by far. But this one, in one sense, it's really neat for such a small set with just 32 pieces. On the other hand, they didn't put a lot of effort into it, in my opinion. So if you find it, you find it. 2 fakes, some really cool parts, blah, blah, blah. Roll them into your collection. Put it together. It looks swooshable from a distance, but they could have put just a slightly, even if they put that 4x4 or 2x4 wing delta thing on top, like they did with the other ones, like that would have enhanced it. That would have made it look like it was like part of the other ones, because they use that a lot in this Blacktron 2. Just one little part, one little wing piece, fantastic. I would have been happy with that. I would have been happy with that. Just one extra piece, 33 pieces, and figure out a way where these guys could lean back. Like there's kind of stuffed in there, and have one stud here, one stud here. Like they're just kind of riding on the edge, right? It reminds me when I talked about that little one of my favorite classic space pieces, that the back of the box picture where you can make a smaller one, that I went in a whole spiel about how it's like Flight of the Phoenix, where in my head the story is they crashed out on the moonscape somewhere, and they had to rebuild that rocket sled into the smaller version of itself so they can make it back to civilization. This kind of reminds me of like maybe Blacktron 2 and one of the bigger ships crashes and they have to kind of hodgepodge pieces together to, you know, get out of there. Right? Because it does look woefully incomplete and woefully too where the guys are sitting like not thought out properly. But in the end, it's a set. In the end, it's a cool set from a distance. Kind of like when you're looking at it on the various angles, it doesn't look that bad. Again, even when you look from the bottom, it looks neat. And they put the two in the front and one in the back, which normally never happened that way. They always put one in the front and two in the back. On that specific note, again, I always put the stud to the front. The instructions call for the stud to go back. I didn't do that. And I didn't mind that they didn't put the little 1x1 round brick with rocket fins on it. This one doesn't need it. Sometimes I think they should have done that in some other sets, but this is fine without it. In the end, not a bad set. I've never built one before. Glad I have it. Completist. But I just think it was just slightly more effort, like putting that delta here, maybe even on the delta on the side, so like 3 delta bricks, so 3 extra bricks, and so they would cover up. I always hate this little step here by itself. If you put the delta here, it would have been fine. It would have been fine. But anyway, that's my thoughts about this guy. Set 1479, unnamed. It's a good set. I give it a 5.5. It's not a failure. It's a 55%. I mentioned the minuses, but I think the pluses outweigh the minuses, you know, just a little bit. So that's it. That's all. One set review done. 2024. Everybody out there, stay safe, take care, and talk to you soon.